welcome to another episode of the Capcom Podcast. I'm Cameron. No one else is gonna.
I'm Anthony. I was gonna have Sub do it first.
I'm Seb. I mean, you're in the same room. I expected you to talk at the same time because, there's literally no delay. So I was going to give you the first.
Well,
No, that's nice of you. I'm just also editing.
well, if there is no personification as to the comeuppance that have happened so far today,
This last weekend actually.
I am going to say that today that was a perfect example. And for anyone that is not watching, because I don't think we have anyone yet. Okay, so we are live. I am going to get that shareable link out to people. And I will. Yeah. I'm tired. Seb, how have you been?
I mean, also somewhat tired. I had 3 weeks of vacation, and for most of the time, I was somewhere cooking for people and doing stuff. So, and then I had to get up at 6 a.m. this morning on a Sunday. So yeah, lovely. Because
Why?
my holiday was 5 days of this week, Monday to Friday. So Saturday, Sunday was work, and I had to get up at 6.
Wait, what?
But spontaneous schedule change made me have an off day tomorrow, so I can stay and sleep in on Monday while everyone else goes to work. I'll take
nice. And while you go watch the Oscars, you will be able to, to do the
watch
cool
the
things.
Oscars.
Watch the Oscars.
Who would do that?
Who would do that sort of thing? I am currently trying to just paste the new stream link for anyone that wants to watch. But yeah, Anthony and I are doing a film challenge this weekend, which is fun. We're having a good time. By good time, I mean it's been stressful. So Anthony is currently editing as we speak. I already did most of my editing stuff.
He had the lighter part. He gave me the heavier part.
Yeah, because you're a better editor than I. Oh, and there goes Seb. Oh, apparently.
Seb just dipped. He'll be coming back. Don't worry.
He'll be back. Leo, who is doing great in the Sims, is absolutely dying. But yay. I'm excited. We're using a new program, so that's why we're having some issues. But we have a really fun thing planned for today. We got to really plan a fun podcast. All just getting ready to go. And tonight the two of us are doing an Oscar live stream where we're going to be live on the air.
Which we won't be editing during. Hopefully
we'll be edited by then. Yeah, so this is fun. So that being said, we should maybe go to our movie of the week. How does that sound?
Annie Hall.
Yeah. Why don't you start us off? Talk about what Annie Hall is about.
Ooh. Annie Hall is a comedic movie that everyone loves about a guy who is very pessimistic of the world, but somehow finds his one true love, but then loses. Or does he lose that one true love? Is the question. Who knows?
Actually, I don't even know at the end of this movie. I'll be honest.
It goes back and forth a lot.
I think that's not a spoiler, to be sure.
No.
And
there's no separation in the movie between what's present, what's in the past, or what's in the future.
Yes. Hello. Yay. Yeah. I mean, it's a really, really fun film. I think it's a very odd film. That makes sense.
Odd, but the writing's fantastic and the humor's fantastic.
That's true. This is very true.
It's very comedic. It's a fun watch, and it takes place. It was filmed in the '70s, which doesn't feel like it's filmed in the '70s. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, it has a '70s vibes, but like if you were to look at like older '70s films, I feel like it doesn't feel as outdated as those films.
Maybe? I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I feel like it's just timeless because of the topic.
that
You
could be
know,
just that.
like of course we chose it this week because it was our Oscar feature film presentation. It won a total of, I believe, 4 Oscars, if you remember correctly.
4 Oscars.
I believe,
Do you know which
yes.
one it won exactly?
So I know it won Best Picture, Best Leading Actress, and Best Writing. I think it was nominated for 4 and it won 3. Are you gonna?
Nominated for
Why? What? Okay, I know. I can't really change it right now. Why are you?
I didn't notice that until now.
Well, we have devolved into pure madness. Our one co-host was kicked off the stream. My mother is now joining from the wings. I think she didn't realize that she was on stream.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I mean, she'll be joining us soon.
I hope Seb will join us soon. I hope that Leo can help fix it. Is he fixing it or trying to fix it? He has no idea what to do, and neither do we.
We can figure it out. We'll be a-okay.
We'll be okay.
What did you think of this? So, what was your favorite part? Or
Oh man, I don't know. I just feel like this film was such a such a weird film with some funny humor that's like just all over the place. Like it's not even just like what is being said, it's just how being said. It's just so like deadpan and so like just like over the top series, if that makes sense. And then like all these like elements within it of like the movie theater scene where the person behind them is talking about this one director, and then Woody Allen literally pulls out said movie director to basically tell him that he's wrong, that he has no idea what he's talking about. I'm just like, what am I watching? And it's like absurdly hilarious. Yeah, there's moments like that throughout the whole movie, for sure. What is your favorite moment?
That's a tough one. I kind of have, I guess, when Annie and him first met.
Okay.
I feel like that's the most pure moment of.
Sure.
Maybe not pure, because they were kind of not themselves during that moment, but that was most like it was funny. It was goofy. We're in San Francisco with the cars.
Yeah, that was also really funny.
I can't elaborate more because that would be a spoiler.
Fair enough. Where's Sebastian? I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna do. Ha!
He's here.
Ha! Look at that!
Leo.
Oops.
3.
Well, let's see how long this one lasts, eh?
Dude, did you join? I just need to ask a technical question real quick. Did you join through the link that I sent, or did you join through your account?
I tried to join through the last link you sent, and then it put me back into a limbo of setting up a new thing, and then I had to log out, put me back on the main page, log into my account again, and then it put me into the right studio.
Okay, well, we have.
And the thing is, when it threw me out of the pod earlier, it basically put me in the studio, but out of your thing. So I was on the studio thing and I could start a new one, but I wasn't in yours anymore. And even though I was in your team and it showed on the side all the people that are in the team, it didn't show me that you were in something else and that I could like do something about it.
Well, we have 2 weeks to figure this out, and we will most likely be meeting up next weekend or in 2 weeks to figure out how to fix it.
I mean, the inconsistency in the way this is working right now doesn't make me want to pay money for it. Let's just say that.
Well, we will.
That is very valid.
That's very valid. Let's see if it's maybe just us not understanding the program. But we are playing things out. We're trying to talk about your. But Seb, we were talking about the good old Annie Hall movie, and I really
This
love
was
your thoughts.
Your pick, right, Seb?
Yeah, it was his. It was his pick
Good pick.
because he looked
Well-
up best picture winning films, and I said let's not do a new one.
Oh,
And
I thought you saw.
No, yeah, he was like best picture nominees that are at least 15 to 20 years old, so that maybe are like only early 2000s or earlier. And I saw that because I like the German title of the movie much more than the American one, and I was just like, yeah, I've seen that movie twice, and like once on a plane and once on TV, and was like, yeah, haven't seen that in ages. Cameron has never seen it, so let's make him watch the movie.
Off topic, watching a movie on a plane, I think is the best experience. I don't know why.
except for all the
Definitely.
plane noise,
Well, like I wear my headphones, so I don't hear any plane noise.
I still hear plane noise.
Really?
I still hear the buzzing. Like it's not as loud.
Noise canceling headphones.
I use noise
Yeah.
canceling headphones, and it still hears something. I guess I'm also. I feel like I'm just like so like when I'm watching movies, I'm so like anal about like everything. Like I get annoyed if the person next to me is like whispering, or if like a light is on anywhere. So I feel like just the fact that there's a light buzzing would get to me. You know
I
what I
just
mean?
feel like I'm in my own little mini movie theater on the plane. Watch my own little.
Fair
movie.
enough. I mean, I watched the movies on the plane right over here, so you know. Speaking, we'll talk about later. But I'd love to know, Seb, what your kind of thoughts are on Annie Hall, and how you like the film.
To be fair, I have only watched half of the movie again because I didn't have more time to watch the whole movie because I tried to watch it on the train ride and because I didn't start when getting on the train and then my train ride was done, I didn't have time to watch the whole movie and I didn't have time to watch the movie afterwards. Well, to finish it afterwards. And technically, I would have just started from the beginning again for the whole experience. So from the part that I've seen again, and from what I remember from the plane, it, I think it's a good movie for a journey because it's like most of the movies that guy makes, lighthearted and funny. I also have to say, when it comes to movies that include tennis playing, definitely better than the one with Zendaya.
I think that's a hot. I mean, I'm not gonna comment on if I agree with you or not because I feel I'm very torn on that. But that's a hot take that I feel like we should have had. Leo, can we add a hot take alert banner somewhere for the future?
I mean, to be fair, they both include interesting love relationships, but like
very
definitely,
different, interesting love relationships, though. If we can be fair.
yeah, definitely. And generally, yeah. Again, as I can only give a real good, fresh feedback for half of the movie, I'm gonna say, yeah. I think it's a lighthearted, funny thing, and I have to say, I just love the movies in general. It's am I still there?
You're still there. You're still there. We hear you.
Good.
We see you.
Good, okay, because I wasn't sure. Because I was gonna say like I love Woody Allen films. I mean, they're always somewhat similar, but like I yes, please
Oh no, I
disagree
agree with
me.
you. My comment was gonna be he's one of those kinds of directors like a Tarantino or an Anderson or that like love to tell the same story in the same way over and over and over again. Just
Yeah, I was gonna say, but like the funniest thing is he writes movies that are always like some kind alike. But then again, he's also somewhat of a character hire where like
oh yeah,
he's always kind of portraying the same character. Not always, but often.
he always plays himself.
Yeah, but like like his nuances are sometimes a little different. But like it's I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like James Spader, for example, is also like a guy who always like pretty much plays the same kind of guy in whatever role he does. Like it doesn't matter if it's the Blacklist and he's a supervillain or if it's The Office.
True.
Like,
True.
The general gist of the way the character speaks and is portrayed. He's not jumpy, funny, and I don't know, flabbergasting. Like he's always that calm, dry-spoken, weird guy. So like for this movie, I think like it's kind of funny, just like it's kind of like the same character put into many different movies, and I like that about that movie. That's why I feel like it's a good movie for like a train ride or a flight somewhere, because like it's it's easy, and it's, I hate to say it about movies that you just watch them as like a background activity, but it's something that's like a thing that you don't have to pay full attention to still grasp most of it.
That's fair. I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Say that about TV shows too, though, if you wanted to.
Sometimes, I mean, Netflix did write in a company memo for writers to talk to put in dialogue what they're doing on screen, because people are getting more and more distracted and not watching TV all the way, because that's society. Yippee.
You two on a couch together with everything, and the Oscars.
So cool! I'm so excited for tonight. I'm so excited for a party tonight.
That just looks like a podcast set for, I don't know, like if I've ever seen it.
I'm sorry, my regular podcast Nook currently is so good with my posters.
Yeah, but it only depicts you. This depicts Film Nerd.
But this is cool.
This is cool. No,
Yeah.
this is cool.
This is
And
great.
if you guys want to watch more of it tonight, we are going live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Berlin time, and we are going to have some special guests that are going to come in and give their opinions on who is going to win Best Picture.
Possibly including Seb as being one of the special guests.
That being said, we are going to get to Oscar picks, but I think we have
Cameron?
one more. We need to talk about some spoilers about this movie.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Cameron, are we in your living room, or are you staying at
No,
Anthony's right now?
this is the downstairs room where you slept.
All right, yeah.
You can see the
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't sure, like architectural wise.
So let's get to those spoilers. Yay! I'd love to know. Do you think those two deserve to be together in the end?
No.
I feel they're both toxic for each other. I think it works.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, they're both toxic. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but you know, like two toxins can lift each other's toxicity.
Okay.
But like at the end, she seemed happier without him in his life when she was in California.
100%.
Like I feel like towards like the beginning they were cute, real toxic cute. In the middle, you kind of saw that like at some points that like she was bad for him, and then like he was holding her back.
And he cheated on her. Like this relationship should not exist.
Like,
no one in this relationship was good. This is like Seinfeld level of no one's the good guy. Like this is a terrible relationship.
I was gonna say, have you
together?
What? That makes no sense.
Anthony, have you seen Grey's Anatomy? Anthony, have you seen any episode of Grey's Anatomy where someone is chronically sick? Sometimes people that die are happy in the end. Just because they're happy in the end doesn't mean that the time until that point was a good one.
What? Okay.
Just because she seems happy in the end doesn't mean that all the things that led there were good and the best thing that could happen.
Also,
that's true.
I'd like the other thing I'd like to put out. I feel there are very few actual spoilers in this film.
Not really. I mean,
it spoils itself in the beginning, the first scene.
Yeah, I mean, but this whole film is just like kind of exists. It doesn't like there's no like reveal at the end, you know? Like
there's no
they
really
break
acts.
up.
It just happens.
I think they come together.
Cameron,
they break up again.
Can we just go into this thing?
And
but that's what Scribble said.
He was like, Scribbles was like, I don't think they belong together at the end.
What did your dad say again?
That they're against all odds relationship, against all odds of any sanity, I guess. This is not healthy. What happened?
Yeah. But can we just go into this discussion?
I'm masochistic, so therefore I'm trying to be masochistic, so I don't care.
Yeah. I go with Cameron, but can we go back to what you said earlier? That it's basically like there is no real twist, there's no spoilers, it's a pretty flat thing. For a flat movie with a very
I didn't say the movie was flat, by the way.
Oh, okay. So
It's flat.
No, there's no story arc of like
No,
I think
there's no
flat and like a
arc.
story structure wise, sure, but like I don't think it's a boring film.
No, it's definitely.
oh, okay, because I was gonna say that's a hot take to do for
There's no
something that
plot
won
arc
Best
at all.
Picture.
I don't remember what was. Did anyone look up what else was nominated for Best Picture that year?
Let me do that in the hopes I don't get kicked
87,
out.
78,
Oh.
I think. Right?
Way off from the 70s. It's like late 70s.
Yeah.
Well, I have a computer in front of me. I should probably just do it. But there's multiple layers.
So-
Like, this is definitely like a really well written film.
Oh yeah, no, the writing is great. Well, that's Woody Allen got his Oscar for writing. Right? Like,
Yeah. So you don't really need the acts. This is not like a film. I feel like that needs it. It stands its own just by its own entity.
right, 100%. So, yeah. Seb is, I think. Seb, you still there?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, you're just that you
Star
know your
Wars
face
is
froze a
nominated
bit,
for Best
but that's
Picture.
okay.
Oh,
Wait, what's going on?
These are
Star
I look
Wars
good
is
in-
nominated.
The Turning Point.
Turning Point, Goodbye
Goodbye
Girl,
Girl.
and Julia.
But
I mean,
best picture, which one is that then? Because I don't see best
Best
picture
Picture
here.
78 would be.
Oh, there we go.
Nah.
So the winner is Annie Hall. Otherwise, we had The Goodbye Girl by Ray Stark, Julia by Richard Roth,
Mhm.
Star Wars by Gary Kurtz.
See, I think
Yeah,
that
that's
should
five.
win.
That's episode. No, that's 4. Oh yeah,
That must
Garrett,
be
no,
it must be the first episode if it just says Star Wars.
What's his face?
it is. But also, it's the best.
And
picture
then-
goes to but wait, but the best picture goes for the producer, not the director.
Yeah.
Really?
And then it's
Yeah,
The Turning Point by Herbert Ross and Arthur Lawrence.
which is why
Um,
the director doesn't get the award for best picture. It's not a directing award. It's a
directing
award.
is also Woody Allen for Annie Hall, and the other nominees would be Close Encounters of the Third Kind by Steven Spielberg,
How? How did that not win? Jeez. Okay.
Julia by Fred Zimmerman, Star Wars by George Lucas, and The Turning Point by Herbert Ross. And then again, is it a better movie than Star Wars? Directing wise?
No, but is it a better movie than Close Encounters?
I mean, yeah, no, definitely not.
I'm not arguing with you that Star
Still a
Wars
better
is
love story than Twilight.
You're not saying something wrong in that sentence. That being said, do we have anything else that we want to talk about this movie with this time around?
Okay, can I say one more thing?
You can say 2 more things.
So it's a very
Actors in a leading role in that year. The winner was Richard Dreyfuss for The Goodbye Girl.
Yeah.
Then we have nominees Richard Burton for Equus, Marcello
Okay.
Mastroianni for A Special Day, John Travolta for Saturday Night Fever, and Woody Allen for Annie Hall.
Wait, how did John Travolta not win for that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I believe The Goodbye Girl was an amazing film. So like,
Yeah, but like
pretty good.
Woody
list.
Allen, you could have actors from Star Wars in there. Woody Allen, I mean, the movie is fine, but that's not deserving of an acting Oscar.
No, but he also didn't win.
Yeah, but he was nominated on top 5, and no one from Star Wars was.
Who
Well,
would you
I mean,
put?
like-
Who would you put in for Star Wars though?
Wait, it's the first one,
It's
so
the original, yeah.
It's a classic.
Darth
So-
Vader? I don't know.
So, but who do you?
The opening scenes, the first time you see him,
but-
that's iconic.
But James Earl Jones is not credited as being Darth Vader in the original movie.
Fair play.
Like, and then who do you put in? Harrison Ford? You put in
Mark Hamill.
I mean, Mark Hamill, I think gives a decent.
Who's the guy who played R2D2?
Not
I don't know.
R2D2.
I do not know. I don't remember his name. I think though you could look at Close Encounters. That has a couple of really great actors in it. Like, I feel.
Yeah, but definitely like there are other potential winners of that year.
Sure.
Like there was no one from the Steven Spielberg in there, so like
No.
just because it's a big name and he does his own movies, like Woody Allen doesn't deserve an acting Oscar for this movie. If anyone, like what's her name again? Diane Keaton. Maybe you can give her one, but like
Right.
yeah, I don't see it.
I think though. I think what it's time for. You know what time it is?
Great.
Great. That
That
movie. Yay! Seb's been frozen a lot this episode. I think his internet's also not doing well, which is why this episode hasn't.
I think actually it's the software because I never had issues on StreamYard.
Yeah, I was the one that issues. My internet's doo-doo.
It's true.
Might also be because we're streaming in 1080p full HD, and I don't know if that makes.
That might be. It might also be that I have another stream open. It might also be the internet here is not as great as mine. So it might not even be that the full stream, like that, you're frozen. It might just be that I don't see you. So we don't know what's going on. Which
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. And Leo, our tech guy, is cursing my name because he wanted to test this before we went through this, and in fact did not. So he hates me for it. What do you rate that movie, guys?
Wait! Did you put him on stream?
I didn't. He put himself on screen, I guess.
Leo getting the screen time.
Isn't it adorable?
Step, what do you rate that movie?
Yeah, it's time to rate movies. What was that?
Nothing. You'll see in a moment.
What was what?
Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Don't worry about it.
So, as it is his 8th movie, I'd say I'd give him a solid 6.7.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was deserving of that.
I give it 7.
It's such
Can
a
we
fun-
look at the history of other movies that you gave less than 8 points and want to say that you
Yeah,
didn't?
bro. What?
I mean, if you want to, if we do the Justin thing here and do like, yeah, it's a quadrillion
You know what?
points out of something.
I felt this was the Real Pain kind of film, and I really love the Real Pain. So I will stand by my convictions and say that it was an 8 out of 10. And if you
Yeah, I
have
mean,
a problem with
I'd
that,
also give it.
then you know what? Blame the Academy because they gave it Best Picture.
Okay,
Before
Cameron,
when
let's
they
make a
made the rules.
deal. Let's make a deal.
I don't make
I-
deals with terrorists.
No, for my vote, I change it up a bit. I give it 8 points, but it
I don't care what
only.
you give it.
No, I give it 8 points, but it only gets 4 because I've seen half the movie, and therefore it gets the other half when I finished it, and therefore,
Do what you want.
yeah, it gets 4 movies for half a movie, so it gets 8 in total.
Okay, cool. You know what? I value your opinion, Scribbles. I truly value your opinion.
That's what I would say too.
Yeah, we always value our
You have an amazing
audience's
opinion.
opinions.
Yes. That being said, we have a whole other topic today.
A very important
A
topic.
very important topic, seeing as it is March 2nd, 2025, and it is the day of the Oscars, my friends. It is time for our Oscar predictions. We're gonna have fun today. I have no other facts besides the ones that are here. I didn't even count how many times we voted for each film. There are some that we differ on opinion. There are some that were very similar, and I can also say so far there are as much as there are 2 of us that agree with each other more than the other, and that's going to be very fun.
I think I know who it is.
I'm just curious if I don't agree with you or if I actually agree with you. I think
question.
it's the first.
Let's find out.
And Justin and Cameron agree with each other. That's
Yeah. Or if I actually agree with Anthony, that might be a possibility too.
I didn't actually put his stuff in yet.
Oh,
So it's just the
whoopsies.
3 of us for today.
It's just the 3 of us.
Just the 3 of us. All right.
What do you think?
First one, live action short. I actually also
Oh,
had The
okay.
Last Ranger, and then I found out that our good friend Jen was in Alien. So I did that because it's also supposed to be a really, really good movie.
Didn't know that.
And I wanted to support my friends, Anthony.
I didn't know that at the time.
So you did, Cameron.
No, I
So
don't
you
think-
acted like Romulus and came in with the wolves in the night and was like, "Yeah, I'll slaughter my opinion."
Sure. Also, it's right now from what I see, it's between Alien and The Last Ranger. Those are the 2 kind of picks right now. But shorts are always weird. You never really know who's gonna win. So I went for my friend. Friend
Please
Jen.
tell me you pulled the joke with that type of writing all the way through the categories.
That's how it's spelled.
Oh wait, so you're not talking about the Alien movie?
No, it's called Alien.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's not Alien. No.
Because I really thought that you meant Alien and you made a joke out of it.
No.
My bad.
Next category. We got next boring category. We got like all the like low ones that no one actually cares about except the four of us. Yep, this is where we start seeing similarities, even though we actually have. I've not seen any of these shorts. I watched all feature.
Me neither.
films
I
this year.
watched the. I read the summaries and was like, that sounds good.
So I get someone that you voted for too.
Mm-hmm. Got a cool name.
That's
I like
Yes.
orchestras.
yes.
Cameron, didn't we say we don't go just by name and vague be like, yeah, that sounds funny?
You know what?
Didn't we say we do that actually like a bit of like based
I
on
take
something?
it seriously.
Yeah.
I take my crap seriously. If Anthony over here doesn't take anything that we ever do seriously,
I
then
do.
that's not my problem.
What do you mean?
I can't
take
control
it
it.
seriously.
Yeah.
I just didn't know any documentary shorts. So there's one category.
I think we have the animated shorts next. Or yes, we did. And all of you did the Cypress one. Oh, I forgot to remove Jack. We had a guest that was supposed to come on today, and he got food poisoning. So, sorry, Jack. I apologize.
God damn it.
God dang it. Yeah. So, but I'm the only one that chose Yuck, because it looked like a really interesting movie, and yeah. How about you guys? Why did you guys choose In the Shadow of Cypress?
Because shade is nice.
Because what?
Shade is nice.
Because I like shadows. They used to like be like a shadow puppet with like the hands and make different like animals and stuff.
Yes.
Mine was at least somewhat logical to the
Yeah,
name.
sure.
It was just like I make shadow figurines with my torchlight.
Oh boy. I hope that we now get to some of the more like serious conversations and not like
Yes, we just haven't seen any of the animated shorts.
Yeah.
Any of the
and there
stuff
are
that's
going to be a
serious.
couple where like I've like because I saw all the docs as well as the all the international features, which I assume you guys didn't. But anyway, let's move on to film editing.
Oh yeah, that category. I remember this pick.
Okay, please explain.
I think I chose this one because I wanted to give this film at least one category, and I don't know what actually gets rated in film editing.
What?
The editing. What?
Yeah, but like the overall editing, so like how it's cut.
Yeah, how it's cut.
How it's cut.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. There's a big
Cameron,
issue.
I didn't watch any of the movies that are listed here, so I can't even give you a feedback on that.
Well, this is why you go to the movies with me, Seb, because I've seen all of them. And
But I
actually,
don't.
Leo saw 2 of these films with me. So I know
Yeah,
he's
so
seen-
Leo,
so he's
camera
seen more
camera
Best
on now,
Picture
give a feedback
nominees
for.
than you have. What is
Yeah,
this?
I never doubted that.
And you're on the face of a podcast, Sebastian Sofede. You should know better. You should be better.
I am not
You
the
should
face of
strive for
anything.
better. It's literally your face up there. I don't know. I've now gotten.
Cameron, you think you can burn me, but I got burn marks on my hand already,
Anyway,
so you can't hurt me. What?
Anyway,
even see?
Sean Baker, I feel made an amazing film with Nora. And when looking at all the categories this year, I put in a couple of upsets. The bookies think that Honora is going to win this year. I also think Honora is going to win this year.
No, it's not.
The editing is so good in this film, and I feel that they want to give Sean Baker something, but as we're going to get closer to it, I think they're not going to give it to him for other categories. There is the potential that Nora gets a clean sweep this year, that Sean Baker will be the second director of all time to get 4 Oscars in a single night for editing, directing, writing, and best feature. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think out of the 3 that are not best picture, I think the super lock for him is film editing, just because if you looked at his work, he's a great editor, and I feel like in Nora he brings in such a great
What
editing
exactly
style.
in Nora like did you like with that thing? Was it color correcting? Was it just the pacing?
What's the pacing? That's the main part of editing.
Yeah, but there's other things, other factors.
Sure,
You know,
but
like you can have great pacing, but if the audio is not mixed right, it takes away from the value.
But that's also sound. That's not film editing, right? It's the it's the shot choice.
Yeah.
It's the where we're cutting. It's that kind of stuff. And I feel like Sean Baker really he brings all this together. And I feel like in his case, you never know where the writing starts and where the editing ends, right? Like it's just such a big full piece that you can argue for any one of these. I don't know if you can argue for all of them. But that's why I think film editing is the one, especially because Sean Baker is someone that has that recognition. And as much as I loved Conclave, and I think Conclave, I was talking about this a few days ago. I don't know if it was with you. Conclave won the SAG Award for Best Ensemble. And I think that is, if there's anything, there is a Best Ensemble piece for you. If there's a Best Ensemble piece, it is that film. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, that's why I went for Nora with film editing. So, would you like to defend Conclave?
I actually thought the pacing was fantastic, as well as the shot. Shot composition and the shot choices. It just flowed.
Sure.
From start to finish.
Sure.
I was engaged, glued, and just in pure amazement of the movie.
But you didn't feel that way about Anora?
It was good, but there's some moments where I was like, okay.
Interesting.
It didn't engage me as much as Conclave did.
Interesting. Very fascinating.
I don't just
think that
it wasn't great edited.
This is a part of it. This is also right. We think who's going to win, and not who we think deserves it.
Yeah, that's why also
Right?
I put Emilia Perez because I was definitely gonna win something.
It's going to win something for sure. But we'll get to what I think it's going to win later. But next up, we got, I believe it's sound.
Dune.
And I put in Dune because I think the sound mixing on Dune is just so much better.
Yeah, but musical, man. You gotta be jazzy and
that's my edge that I actually went into this one because I saw Dune and I didn't see Dune, but I listened to all the thing of Wicked as an audio thing. So and so I actually just had the sound, and the music production and the whole sound production of Wicked is good, and yet Dune is also nice. But then for Dune, there's also, and I guess that goes into sound. It's also the nature and all the environmental sounds that are in there.
That
right?
is. So we're not talking about score. We're not.
Not score, but about how it sounds when you watch the movie. What you get to.
Yeah, it's the Foley.
Hear.
It's the background noise. It's all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So they're both good, but I feel like I just took Wicked because I feel like that's more what most people would go for. And the Oscar Academy doesn't always go for the people's choice, what average people on the street would say, but I just feel like Wicked would have a higher chance on that regard.
Fair enough. Next category. Best visual effects. Yeah. I loved Alien Romulus, dude, but
oh, dude, the worm scene in
Dune.
Dune.
That was the same.
It's Dune.
Same thing. I was gonna say Dune, but then I was like, the only other thing besides Dune where I think it would go for is Romulus, and then I was like, yeah, okay, just one of us take Romulus, so it's at least mentioned, and maybe I'll actually score a point there in our unofficial game of getting points that no one else has.
I'm gonna look at the nominations list real quick.
Theoretically, this is a full sweep then of Dune.
What do you mean?
Dune.
It was gone for Dune, but
Dune.
Different.
I guess, but he didn't write it down.
I took Dune somewhere. I'm certain of that.
I know you did. I remember where, and I was very annoyed at where you took it because I felt that
it's okay.
No, it's a great film, but just not the category that
It's fantastic.
And I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has seen Otter Otterson and his Dune stance. And Jack, who was supposed to come on, was a big Dune fan and actually had Dune 2 as his best picture pick. I would have loved to have that discussion. So we're talking about visual effects here. Visual effects is Alien Romulus, Better Man, which I don't think is good enough. Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which like fair enough. I feel like that had a lot of visual effects that were good. And Wicked, which meh. I think there are other categories that should win. But
I
not
mean,
this.
Wicked is just colorful and playful. The others just had more. I mean, if
No,
you
you
just
got the
take the
visual effects
whole.
of the broom and all of the magic, and like that's all VFX.
Yes, of course, but like if you take the whole sand animations and the worm and everything and doing that's just a better level.
Oh, for
I
sure.
I mean,
And I would disagree.
you could argue that Wicked is a better visual effects than Alien, but I just think that like I'd rather at that point that also like preference comes to play. I'd rather give it to Alien than Wicked
Yeah,
because
I agree with that. I don't disagree with that statement.
I feel like Wicked isn't a good representation of Wicked.
What? You feel that Wicked isn't a good representation of Wicked?
I mean, it's not a good
movie.
it's not a good Wicked movie. I don't know how to say that otherwise than I said
Okay,
it, but like
and Seb, here's my question to you. When did you watch Wicked?
I didn't watch it. I just watched clips of it, but then still, I feel like it's not that good of a like. You could have brought it on the screen differently. I don't know how to say that elsewise.
Yeah, but it makes
I get
okay.
what you're saying. Like they could have done a different twist on it for
Yeah.
all the way to film.
Okay, I know. Let's move on before I swim over to Berlin to original score. If the Brutalist doesn't win this, I'm gonna be sad.
It's not gonna win.
Also, but remember that the songs from the musical are not part of the original score category.
Okay, which part of the category would it then be?
Anything else that wasn't the songs.
Yeah.
So any like score.
Oh, so everything music that isn't atmospherical
Yes.
noise.
And I will say
Oh,
this:
okay.
you go into the Brutalist, and those first 6 minutes between the visual, and we'll get to that, and the score and Adrian Brody's acting, and I
You
feel
mean his travel?
what his travel?
The first minutes of the movie, you mean his way to.
Correct. Yeah. Those that sells the score right there. It is a theme that is timeless. It is a theme that is just so well produced. I cannot see anyone else winning this category in this year. The Wild Robot made some really great music.
That's why I picked it.
But
It was very engaging.
Yeah, I redact my answer here then because I really didn't think about it. Because I had 2 minutes to make the crosses because you were like, "Hey, don't put down your crosses," and I was
you
like,
were
"Yeah."
told weeks in advance. You were given this list weeks.
Yeah, and I forgot
advance.
and forgot and forgot
And
about
that
it
is
again.
not my problem. Other nominees include Conclave, which I feel has a very nice chance of getting it. I think it has some deserving.
I think
But-
Wild Robot.
But redacting my answer.
Amelia
Yeah,
Perez-
but redacting my answer, I would also give it to The Brutalist because also this movie is so long and it has so much of it.
I guess. Sure. Next category. I think it's original song next. I was right. Yeah, I feel like Amelia Perez is going to come away with some wins, and I think this is one of them because I don't think there's another. I mean, I could be surprised, and I could be surprised, and I could be told that I am wrong. I think there are a couple ones that they have been locked in for since the Oscars were announced, and this is one of them. I think Like a Bird is a great song. I think Never Too Late is a great song. I don't think Elton John's going to win another Oscar. And Sing Sing deserved more love, but I don't think it gets the love that it deserves. And especially since there are 2 Amelia Perez songs here, I feel like there is some sort of recognition that Amelia Perez is going to win it. The other song on this category from the other film is from the 688, which is fine. Why did you guys choose the song that you did?
Like a Bird for Sing Sing.
Yeah.
I just thought, well, this might be not biased, but I feel like every year some type of like animated or Pixar or any type of film will always win.
Best song.
Best song, yeah. Not all the time, but I feel like majority of the winners for best song is going to be an animated film. I also really enjoyed this. I'm not saying that just to say it. Like I also really enjoyed the film.
Did it win? I don't think it won last year. What won last year?
Could have sworn it did. Like maybe not just last year, but just in previous past, I feel like a majority of like the best song is going to be like an animated musical.
Sure. I don't know. Seb, thoughts? Why did you choose
I
Never Too Late?
didn't see the other two movies. I actually saw that one, and I like Elton John's music, so I was like,
It's not a bad doc. I think it's my issue with the doc. I have other issues with the doc as far as like its structure goes, but no, I think it's a very solid choice. I think it's a very decent choice this year.
Yeah.
But we'll see who wins it. Next. Please, next. Oh, costume design. Look at that. Seb and I agree on something, and I accidentally wrote Gladiator 3. Oops. Welp.
I mean, I can make it short. While I don't feel like from the scenes I've seen that it's what I would have made out of the general thing that is Wicked, I feel like the characters and the detail to the characters is pretty cool.
This is it, man. This is it, fam. Like, if you ever go to see the original show, it is like copy paste.
I've seen it.
You've seen the original musical?
Well, in London, yeah, not in America, but for what it's worth.
America.
I feel like that's also.
No, I assume it's but yeah, it's the same like vibe, and I think you know what they put so much. I mean, even into the uniform, the shiz uniforms, like everything. I feel like it's so well done. Why are you saying that Gladiator is going to win the only Oscar it was nominated for?
Can we please tell again what else was there on the list?
As many of you guys know, and I'm a big Gladiator fan. I just thought like the costumes were fantastic for the franchise. Like I don't know the math between when Gladiator 1 aired and now Gladiator 2 came out. Like I don't know how long. It was 10 years, 8 years, 5 years.
Longer than 10, wasn't it 15, 20?
But like the
I was gonna say, yeah, wasn't it early 2000s?
And for that year gap from the first to second, I thought was very impressive to like make a film that feels almost identical to the first one. Not necessarily identical, but like definitely gives a great prequel to the first one. You know, it didn't flop. It didn't sequel. Thank you.
The original movie came out 2000.
Exactly, and it's not like it's been 24 years, and it felt like it could have been 2.
Fair. I mean, I understand that.
Isn't that a good thing?
I think he just means that it's so timeless that it feels like it wasn't like an antiquated film. I think that's what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're saying. But yeah, other nominees in this field: A Complete Unknown, Conclave, and Nosferatu were the other 3.
Nosferatu is good too for costume design.
I was thinking about Nosferatu, but the thing is, while the old outfits, like the old kind of German outfits in a Germany that geographically doesn't make sense at all.
Yes, it does. Oh, I've heard this story before.
They get from the country where he's at to Germany by ship. There is no sea.
The river, the Danube.
In which ocean does the Danube flow into?
I don't remember. Doesn't it go? Can't you go up with it all the way to like the Black Sea?
He came into the town by the Baltic, Cameron. How does he get to the Baltic Sea, which is an enclosed thing?
I don't know. Does it matter? No. This. I mean, to be fair, this is the original. Like, as if you're gonna throw flaws into
I'm not.
Then like
I'm just saying they could have made improvements.
We gotta talk about the original movie from the 20s because that's literally how the film in the 20s is. It's like very much like, you know.
Yes.
But
But
yeah,
I was gonna say I was thinking about Nosferatu, but the thing is, like their costumes and their clothing is great. I love it all. It's just like I feel like the most cool looking part is him and his
that's true.
appearance and
The
everything.
costume makeup,
And
yeah.
that's either mask or sometimes maybe even CGI because I don't know how much of
Yeah,
it is
I
mask
think
and how
it's
much
gonna
of it
be a
is
part of the makeup and
yeah.
hairstyle category.
And
That
therefore, like
being
I mean,
said,
his robe was cool, but like
that being
besides that,
His
said,
robe freaked me out.
the
his
that
stick
being
freaked me
said,
out.
I believe the next category is Leo isn't there. I'm gonna just
Dun, dun,
production
dun.
design. Never mind, I was wrong. I put down Wicked, and for some reason, I put down Doom Part 2 in 2 different ways.
I was gonna say while you chose Wicked, Anthony decided to take Dune Part 2, and I chose Dune Part 2 because I'm different.
It's Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Dune
It's just like
Part 2.
they just did such a good job with the set.
Yeah,
I was torn
but
between
so
this
is
and
Wicked.
Gladiator because
But so is
Gladiator
Wicked.
looked like none of it was CGI, which was I was
But
very impressed
so
with.
is
Well,
Wicked.
there's
No,
some
there's
CGI.
CGI,
There's
in
CGI,
Gladiator.
but like most of it was like on like
There's a
location.
good, so with Wicked.
Yeah, but like it's not the same.
One
The
short
Colosseums and stuff. Anyway, Dune
One
also
short
was beautiful. Also, like
day.
it looks beautiful being shot on the FX6. Where's the FX30?
I think it's a 3.
3?
I think it's 3.
I think it's 3. I know it's shot on one of the
There
FX.
is
I don't know which one.
there is an FX6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Other categories in PD are The Brutalist and Conclave and Nosferatu. Yeah, I get it. I get all of them. You know what? This is a category. I find this to be one of the stronger categories this year, in my opinion. Like, if any of these win, also, Gladiator did not get nominated for production design. You do realize this, yes?
Oh, did not?
No.
Oopsies.
But yeah, so. Yes. Then we got makeup and hairstyle, which I did the substance because, yeah, the substance.
Substance freaked me out.
That being said, all the makeup and hairstyle and like all the like prosthetics and everything are just so well done.
It is.
Like, I don't know. I can understand the Nosferatu love for sure.
Because again, I feel like that was what the movie made for me. Because like the way he looked and generally like all of that, and I mean all the dead people in the streets and stuff. So like,
But like that's also the main reason why I think the substance works so well too. You know?
again, didn't watch the movie and
But
also
that's on you.
You have to
yeah.
watch
But
it and
I did, Cameron. I didn't want to pick it for that category if I couldn't really say anything about it because I haven't seen anything of it, and I didn't want to abuse it for my pick here because substance abuse is bad.
Adaptive screenplay. I put in Conclave. Yeah. Not only did it win something recently, I also think it's the best writing of that category.
Actually, I felt like I put Conclave there too.
You did
If I
not.
didn't, then I was stupid. But I feel like I would have taken Conclave as well.
Conclave.
Conclave.
Let me see what else was in this category. I feel like the writing categories here are also super strong. We got Nickel Boys, which is also a very well written film, and Sing Sing and A Complete Unknown. I feel like you got like 3 good contenders in this category that you can really go with, and I would be fine with any of those 3. I just think it's Conclave. I was about to say Conclave. It's about Conclave's time, and I think it's just that good of a movie that it deserves it. I don't see it getting inroads anywhere else. And that being said, with original screenplay, that's one of my bigger upsets this year. Anora, as I was talking about, Anora seems to be that big pick. I think that Jesse Eisenberg is going to win it for Real Pain. I think it's the better written piece. I think Jesse Eisenberg just writes it so well, and he won. He just recently won the BAFTAs, and he'd won a different screenplay competition recently too. I think there's a good shot of him getting it, and I think it is the best written piece of that year. That being said, again, another strong category. Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance. I think all 5 movies are great films that are well written, and so they all deserve some love. Thoughts on your categories, on your picks?
I wanted to give at least one to Anora, and this is the one I've chosen for it.
I really wanted to give one to Brutalist, and I thought like the screenplay thought was fantastic.
All right, fair enough. Documentary feature. I feel like I'm the only one that actually watches documentary features.
Yes, you did.
And
I
don't
watched the movie I picked. What you talking about?
You watched No Other Land. When did you see No Other Land?
I watched it like. Good question. When I watched it, but not too long ago.
Okay. For me, it was between these two, between No Other Land and Porcelain War, and I would not be surprised if Porcelain War wins this year. I just think No Other Land is a better film. That's just what it boils down to. I think it's so well so well scripted. And A Porcelain War feels very. I don't want to say like how do I? It feels very like propaganda-y in that sense. So I don't think I liked it as much. I think No Other Land kind of just tells this story in such an interesting way. So, Anthony, why'd you pick Porcelain War?
I like war documentaries, so I thought it was about war, but I didn't actually watch it.
Did you read anything about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, about which war is it?
I didn't read it.
But the war in Ukraine.
Ah.
Best international feature. Seb, I need to ask you something. Just heart to heart. You were with me when we saw Flow.
Yeah.
I didn't have the impression that you really liked it that much.
Can you please name all the 5 that were on the list, Cameron?
I am still here. Amelia Perez, Seen the Sacred Fig, the girl, I think it's the Girl in the Needle, or it's the Needle.
Yeah.
And Flow.
I picked the only one I've seen.
Fair enough. Not really,
because
but,
I mean you were there.
And I think I'm Still Here's a better film than Amelia Perez is what it boils down to. Why did you pick Amelia Perez?
Sorry, I was editing. Because in my opinion, I thought that was going to be the most popular international film. So I feel like it's going to be the one that definitely kind of wins the international department, just because it won a lot of Golden Globes too.
It did win a good amount of Golden Globes.
Win a lot of Golden Globes.
Best animated feature. I like how I thought this was going to be a lock for like all of us choosing the same film, and then none of us chose the same film. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Said, did you really not watch? You watched Inside Out too. Oh yeah, you didn't like Inside Out too.
I just not that fond of the movie overall. No, not generally.
Did you see The Wild Robot?
If it wasn't with you, I didn't know.
Okay, it was really good. I think it's the
best. I chose Wallace and Gromit because I really like the movies in general, and because I still like that they like the way they like. I just like the movies per se, so that was a personal pick.
There. I mean, I think Wallace and Gromit. I think this is a very good year for animated films, to be honest. And Wallace and Gromit is a great pick. I just think The Wild Robot is better. Why'd you pick Inside Out 2?
Because I usually don't cry during movies, but Inside Out 2, I cried to a little bit. It touched me. Like I felt so, especially with the anxiety character, because I kind of like had a little anxiety when I was in high school and whatnot. So I just felt like so like everything that was going through. I forget the main character's name, but everything that she was going through, like I was like, man, I could relate to that on so many different levels.
Interesting.
But this is, I mean, Wild Robot's also really good too, though.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's most likely gonna win though.
That for sure made Justin cry.
Wild Robot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
And
it's a really movie.
Another thing, I also think like the new Wallace and Gromit was also done with is it claymation or claymotion? I don't know, but
claymation.
It's still done with
claymation.
Yeah.
The claymation.
No, claymation or claymotion. I'm not sure. But if it's claymation, then yeah, because like if it's still mostly, at least to the biggest extent, done with it, or if it's totally done with it, then even better. because like that actually takes some effort to do a stop motion movie and takes a lot of time and effort in compare. I mean, not that animation doesn't, but like you can't copy assets in a claymation movie.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it was very well done. But
so that they like still do it the way they
especially
did it with
because
the
the
first
Wild
one.
Robot, I was expecting the Wild Robot to be one thing, and then it was a totally different thing. And even with that change, I was so enamored with it. I think speaks volumes to how good this film was. Just my opinion. Next movie. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Zoe Saldana, Familia Perez has been not only sweeping all the awards, and she just won the SAG Awards, which kind of just gave it away for me. But I also think she's a great actress. And as much as I liked Ariana Grande in Wicked, I don't feel that it was that tremendous. I feel like people are overhyping this performance.
I don't know. I just want to see the world burn, and I feel like many people would be unhappy if Ariana Grande won an Oscar.
Anthony, any thoughts?
No.
Next category. I believe it's actor in a supporting role. Kieran Culkin to Real Pain. Man, he played himself, but he played himself so well.
Question: is he related to Macaulay Culkin?
Yes, he's his brother.
Oh.
Also, I have this hot take about A Complete Unknown, Seb, where I thought the acting was tremendous and nothing else in that film was good.
I
And I
liked
stand by that.
Edward Norton, and therefore I was like, yeah, let's do him.
No, I liked every single actor. I think all the actors deserve a lot of love. But that's the only thing that was good about that film. And yeah.
Fair game.
Yura Burzov, why pick him for Nora?
He liked the name.
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did. Next category. I feel like this is a lock on Demi Moore. I mean, Fernanda Torres is technically still in the race. So is Mickey Madison for Nora.
I was going to pick Demi Moore, but then I was like, yeah, no.
Let's go with the one movie that I have never heard of. Am I right? That's about it?
Kind of.
Yeah. All right. Next category. Adrian Brody. We all agreed. I don't know why.
What you mean by clue?
I don't know.
I was going to say, did I not mark it correctly? And you were like, I think he meant to pick that, but like because I definitely didn't scratch to names or something. So I was like, what?
I think this is Adrian Brody lock. His performance is so tremendous in this film. Yeah, give all the love.
As I said after the movie, this guy might not be socially. This guy might not be sexy by social conventions, but he has a weird energy to him in this role that I don't know. It's kind of funky. Also, I didn't choose The Brutalist. Cameron, did I choose a British movie? Is it The Brutalist?
I love this question. No, wait, stop for a moment. This is like the first question in a long time that actually intrigues me. Is Torres the Brody of this year? Nicholson Day-Lewis, Demi Moore, Mickey. This is the smaller biopic. I mean, for sure. I don't remember the pianist and what it won. I think the one thing that Torres has going for it is that it won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama. And I think that, and my opinion is that is the only reason why we're talking about her, because she had that surprise win that we weren't expecting. And I think that kind of propelled her into that race. Because on the other side of it, an actress like Angelina Jolie I feel should have been a lock for this category for her role in Maria, but didn't get it. But it can definitely happen, and it's a dark horse for sure. We're definitely in that area of like there is no surprise. There would be no surprise from my end if she wins. I just feel like I feel on a personal level, I think Torres's performance was great. I think Demi Moore's was better. And two, I think the industry just wants to give Demi Moore her due. And a lot of awards come down to that, is like, we don't the Academy doesn't give too many lifetime achievement awards, but they seem to give a lot of them in spirits through an award like this. And I think especially because Demi Moore gave such a tremendous performance. I think that's my answer to that question. But check in tonight and let me eat my words. That's, I think, what my answer would be to that. What do you guys think to this comment?
I mean, might be, yeah. But I also agree with you. I think it's the recognition for Demi Moore.
Right. And then this same person came up with a different question that I actually really want to talk about too.
Oh God.
Yeah. Get Out, Promising a Woman, Spotlight, Anatomy of a Fall, reward the auteur instead of its critically acclaimed lead performance. My only gripe with that, and yes, I am a director, so I'm gonna have this gripe with that statement, is that I think Anora's auteurness is so baked in that I think you can't go around it. I think the fact that Sean Baker is nominated for 4 awards and there is a decent amount of talk that he wins all 4 tonight shows me that it's not just a performance issue. I think Mickey Madison, 100%, absolutely amazing, and deserves a lot of praise and a lot of love. She has been getting it, right? She won the Independent Spirit Award the same night after Demi Moore, before the night Demi Moore won at the SAG Awards. Mickey Madison also won the BAFTAs and that kind of stuff. So I think there is some role there, and I think she has been getting her due, but I wouldn't compare them in the sense. Well, also, I would agree. I would also put Birdman and Get Out in that category as well. I think that those 2 films are big auteur films, and they do deserve the love that they got, especially from their directors. Promising a Woman, I think, is an interesting pick to that. Spotlight, I think, for sure as well. And personally, Anatomy of a Fall was not my favorite film of the year last year. But that being said, I feel like the acting was absolutely stellar, and it's a shame that did she win? I don't remember if she won or not. I don't think she did. But please correct me if I'm wrong. So, I mean, I think the issue being you're in a year where you have a couple of very big actors that have given very big performances. And I wouldn't say that Demi Moore doesn't deserve this award. I feel like for her role in The Substance, it's just so tremendous. And she really brings something special to light. So, yeah, I guess that would be my answer to that question. Anyone else want to answer either of those 2 questions that we highlighted? Or did I answer it and no one else wants to touch it? Because
I feel like your answer is so profound and also spoken from perspective that I could not add to that in a
Seb, that's not
similar
helpful.
quality.
Anyway, next category. Best cinematography. It's the Brew List, and if you think otherwise, go watch something else in VistaVision.
What? Nosferatu?
Ah, jeez, this guy is bringing in. We'll get into.
I feel like we should do this like a school presentation and be like questions at the end. Because
I mean, we'll get. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this in mind. Let's get to the best picture in 2 steps, because I find the way that you put the nail on the head so well. Only because when you're gonna look at the next couple picks, you're gonna see that that's what I did. So I'm gonna answer that in that vein. But let's go through the next couple. Let me go through the next 3. Keep asking the questions. But let me go through all the way to the end because we only have cinematography, directing, and best picture left. Why did you guys? I mean, Seb, I can understand it. Anthony, I can understand it. I feel like cinematography is another one of those strong categories. I just think you shoot in VistaVision and on film and make an epic like this, and it's just like you can't lose.
Yes, but like
Wait, they shot The Brutalist originally on film?
no,
Yeah, they shot it on
No.
VistaVision.
but the shot composition
Is amazing
I mean, the composition
in
in The Brutalist is very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're amazing brutalists, but also amazing in Nosferatu. I can never say
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I mean, especially with the hand and the shots.
I know. I feel like it's a different
Oh wait,
style.
is that
Yeah,
why?
it's really different style.
Is
It's
that
like-
why
it's
you
just
said
really
that
different.
when you watched The Brutalist on film in the States or wherever you saw it,
So unbelievable.
that it okay that
Yes,
it
yes.
looked nicer than when you saw the digitized version because that had scratches where there weren't any on
Yeah.
the negative?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I did it the way they did it in Dune and other movies where they showed in 70mm.
No. Yeah.
They just used different
Anyway.
ways to do it. Okay.
Best directing, I put in The Brutalist, and well, this is part of the answer to that question of like Honora gets the 4. I think they're gonna share those 4 around. I think Brady Colbert is gonna be one of like only 2 directors in the past 10 years that won the Oscar but didn't win the DGA award. So yeah, that's my thought process. Why did you guys think the movie that you did? I mean, I
wanted to
get
give
it.
I wanted to give at least one to the substance, and I feel like if I didn't give it in the other one where you basically do it for the whole movie, it's this one because like without the director, it's like the director makes
think
the movie
truly,
what it is,
yeah.
and therefore
I truly understand that. Like The Substance is like a movie that I keep like it's always in like second or third place for me in these categories. Yeah. Anthony, The Brutalist. Pourquoi?
The Brutalist. I mean, it's all around just fantastic film.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know I made the argument before that Nosferatu should beat it in cinematography and my other opinions with it, but like overall, like as a whole film, it is fantastic.
100%.
I mean, it is 3 hours long, but it doesn't feel like 3 hours long. It does have intermission, which just does help break it up. But if you didn't have intermission, like you would have been okay. I think the intermission is only there just so people can use the bathroom.
I think I don't 100%. I think the intermission is there in that specific place because the pace changes and there's a different.
Yeah.
Like this, the Brutalist kind of becomes 2 different films at that point, which I find to be so well done. Anyway,
now that you say that, I feel like if you made that movie a part 1 and part 2, it would actually not be a big deal.
yeah,
Like you see like some plays that have 2 parts that you can watch also on different days.
And
so
yeah,
like,
I mean, and that's why like, and we're finally gonna get to this. This is actually from the last. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but this is what I have. This is what I have happening this year. Which is that Colbert wins the best director because he won the Globe and the BAFTA, even though the DGA award went to Sean Baker, right? I think that's what's happening. And then when we go back to this question, I truly think Conclave has a very good chance of winning. And I wouldn't even call it an upset. And I think what makes it this category so hard to distinguish every year is the honest fact that we never know, because the Best Picture is the only award that is rated the way it is. All other awards you pick about your favorite and that's it. Best Picture, you rank them. And it's a ranked choice voting system for Best Picture. And so because of that, you never truly know, because it's not always about who everyone's favorite film is. Someone put that point up. The Brutalist is going to be a lot of people's favorite film, but then it's going to drop off from there, right? Both because of length, because of theme, because of the AI-ishness of it all. I think Honora, though, and I think Conclave 2 is going to be fighting for that second or third spot. Because for me, I think it's fighting that second or third spot. I think I'd put Conclave over Honora personally, but I can see the Academy voting more for Honora. That being said, I'd love to hear your reasoning for Best Picture and why you chose them.
Yeah, as you just explained, it's not what you personally feel like, but it's like, and again, this is the predictions, and this is where we literally went into like, yeah, what do I predict like will come up? And I was like, even though I would probably not give it to Dune, I predict that like it has a good chance to be in there, even though I might think something else might deserve it more.
What would you have picked, Seb? I really want your opinion.
I feel like The Substance.
Interesting. Why did you pick The Substance?
Because of how I know it can't be based off the feels. We usually made that argument, but it is a disgusting movie, and
Disgusting.
Disgusting. It was fucking wonderful.
And the way it makes me feel disgusting is based off how well the score is, the acting is,
sure,
the shot position, all those things that make it good makes me feel disgusted by it. And the body,
Anthony.
Yes.
When you say disgusting, do you feel like you feel physical uneasiness and stuff like that, or do you just mean like
physical uneasiness
on a mentally level disgusting?
No, more like physical uneasiness, not like a mental level disgusting. It's if you haven't watched it, watch it. But
I just want to say the way that this person comments, I want them on the podcast. I feel like they could do a very profound job. I like that.
I love this. Yeah. I mean, my big thing right now is just like we're at a point where it's.
Who is it?
I have no idea. We will never know. Please DM me at Cameron Spector Official, please. I really want to know who this is. I really want to have a deep dive conversation with you, and I want to invite you to come on tonight at the Oscars as a guest for a few minutes to give your thoughts.
That would be a good guest for an Oscar thing.
Here's my thing. I think because we can talk about I think this is an interesting direction. I don't think Conclave is gonna. And look, I love the director. He's a German boy. He was the one that did All Quiet on the Western Front. Like I love him. I just don't think there's a point where he gets it. And I agree. I think best editing is a tight one. As I said before, personally, I think it should go to the Brutalist. If you want to give the argument about the last 10 minutes of Wicked, you got to give the argument the first 10 minutes of the Brutalist. Just how everything is mixed together and put together and edited together, right? Like it is so well done. And that's why I want it to win Best Picture, even though I don't think it's going to. I think again, my reasoning for putting in Honora is I think Sean Baker is going to win something tonight. The question is what, and I think it's been very clear what it is. It to me only because I think Honora becomes someone who becomes a film that Sean Baker's known for his editing for films such as Tangerine, and I think that's what puts him the strongest contender for that. And I don't think they would not do that. I think that's something that is pretty far locked as far as I'm concerned. And like, power to you. You've been following the Oscars, I think, before any of us were alive. Am I right, Seb?
What about me?
I think you weren't born yet in March of 97.
No.
So, like, power to you. Please either join our podcast or create your own. I would prefer the first one. We don't have money, but I don't know. I'd love this. I'd love Thank you for giving such interesting insight.
You can happily take my place whenever I'm unavailable or in general, as I feel like this just is so much professional input that is deserved. And even if it is just nerdy and trivia input, it's
Interesting.
still deserved.
Very interesting. I think this would be the biggest upset of the night, no matter what happens.
That's a good gut feeling.
I think that's the big, and I say that knowing that it's definitely possible. I think it is the biggest upset of the night if that's what happens, unless nobody knows what's going on. I think if this happens, then everything's there is no like pure like idea.
Joy.
No, there's a lot of joy. There's a lot of interest in it. You're going to see a lot of shocked faces then tonight, right? Tonight at 6 p.m., we are going to be going on stream. The two of us are going to be sitting right here. We're going to put the blanket that is here right now back. So we're on the red couch. Red couch. Oscars with our nominees to be determined. Haha.
Oh, I don't have that shirt.
What?
I don't have that.
No, I bought it from the Academy.
Oh, yeah.
They sell merch shirts.
They do. They also sell
Mm-hmm.
drink stirrers with little Oscar things on them.
And it's metal.
I was gonna say, please tell me it's not a metal straw because that's the most uncomfortable mouthpiece ever.
And then of course the other thing that we're doing tonight is we're trying to raise money for Split by Pond.
Challenge that too. Yeah.
I mean, we're doing. Oh my God!
Cameron,
so many things
tell me more about it. How can
Yeah.
I contribute?
Please go to seedandspark.com/fund/split by a pond, or look us up on Instagram at Split by a Pond, and you can get your link there. I'm not joking, you guys. We are $80 away from getting the green light. $80 from getting 80% of our goal. We're gonna try to get those $80 tonight, while we're working on the film challenge, while we're watching the Oscars, and while we're just having a fun time. So I hope you guys enjoy. But that being said, the two of us need to actually get back to finishing up a film.
Yes,
with some amazing people that we got to put on with. Please EDM. Please reach out to me on @CameronSpectorOfficial. I also realized I just had Cameron and Seb in my name the whole time. Which I think is just pure instinct of like the fact that it's always Seb that's with me and not Anthony. But it truly didn't feel like Anthony was with me today since he was kind of editing the whole time.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah. We still love him anyway. This is interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Nope. What just happened? I'm confused. Anyway, that being said, you guys, please don't forget to follow us tonight. It is on YouTube. In here, the link's are already up, so you can already follow along. But until then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.